तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and we are still in the conversations of 5th October 1884, and yesterday I talked about Tarasundari, and it has appealed to many people. Shall I tell a little funny stories about her? Well, Tarasundari became what we call the close devotee of the Ramakrishna Math Bhubaneswar. And she used to frequent that math afterwards. Oh, one more thing I should tell here, very serious in connection with yesterday's. When that house was completed, I did not say I told this. I told only about giving up your sins. When she completed the house, she invited Mahapurush Maharaj for the opening puja of that house. And Mahapurush Maharaj went there along with some of his sannyasi disciples. And the Purohit, priest, asked Tarasundari, what is your gotra? Because in Puja Sankalpa, this is necessary. I of so and so gotra, like that. Tears came through her eyes. You have understood by now that she was born not through a known father. So how does she know her gotra? And she felt very sorry and started weeping. Mahapuruji intervened and asked that Purohit, why you are asking her? Ask me. And tell her gotra is Sri Ramakrishna gotra. So, once these Mahapurushas start blessing somebody, it never remains incomplete. So that is a serious story. Continuation of yesterday's. And now I want to tell some funny stories. When Shuddhananda Swami went to Bhubaneswar for some days, he was a very active person. And he, with the help of other sadhus, he enacted a drama of Yajnavalkya's in the Janaka's Yajna Sabha, where Yajnavalkya is answering the questions of different Brahmanas. And Shuddhananda Swamiji, of course, took the part of Yajnavalkya. And funny thing is, my Guruji was made Gargi. And other sadhus had different roles. And Tara Sundari was invited to see that drama and be the judge to tell who acted best. Now, up to this I have heard from my teacher. Further, he did not tell anything. So my guess is that she must have judged his acting as the best acting. Anyway, so these are some funny stories. That means my statement meant that the life is so much changed totally as the effect of the grace of Mahapurushas. And Mahapurush Maharaj was all the time acting on as a substitute for Brahman Swamiji because he had originally blessed her. Anyway, now we proceed with our gospel reading, and Thakur is asking Master Mashai, last para was, he himself said, I am a child, boy, that is adolescent, and young man. So, boy means, Thakur himself says, I do frivolous things with the boys. Now, in this respect, we have to comment that Master Mashai, in many places in the Gospel, has said, Sri Ramakrishna was doing fachkim, frivolous jokes with, but nowhere he has mentioned even a line of detail of what that was. Because, in his opinion, that is not relevant or something spiritual. But in a moment, Sri Ramakrishna used to change the topic because he has told that they may not like, their brain may become dull if I continuously talk of spiritual matters. And so I used to joke with them. But then, suppose he is joking and their mind have become fresh again. What is the word for that? I forgot. After relaxation, rejuvenated. And Thakur understands that. And then immediately he changes the topic. We have seen that in the beginning of the first part somewhere, that Thakur was joking, boys were laughing. And Master Mashai says that somehow the topic of Hanuman came. Somehow means Thakur brought it. And there also we saw in English translation something was missing. In Bengali, Thakur said Hanuman was boy like you. Hanuman was, Mandodari tried to delude him by some means. But Hanuman was not a boy to be deluded. So Hanuman is being shown identical with that boy so that it will grip their mind. That is Thakur's idea. So through joke, Thakur has made their mind relaxed. One more thing in this joke, because he is making them laugh like anything, their mind loses hold over their I consciousness and become centered in Thakur. And at that point, if Thakur enters Samadhi or Thakur takes some serious matter, immediately their minds are attracted. So the Mahapurushas or Thakur-like people have hundreds of ways to instruct people. I was reading Shashi Maharaj, Ramakrishna Swamiji's account of Thakur. And there he says, Thakur never went to somebody to teach him. Thakur's idea was, he will mix with devotees and enjoy their company. But when he started enjoying their company, the mother, divine mother, through him spoke something. That is how Shashi Maharaj describes. So the meaning is that Thakur never had the idea that I am the Guru. Real gurus never pose as Guru. The Maharashtra Saint Gyaneshwar has a beautiful poetic or humorous way of putting it. He is telling his Guru, I cannot call you Guru. Because Guru means big, great, heavy. But in your eyes, there is nobody Lagu. So how can you call me Guru? That is the way. Anyway, so all those who pose themselves as teachers should remember this. Anyway, he is asking Master Masha, what do you think of Narayana? Just on the 2nd October again, Thakur talked Master Masha about Narayana. So Narayan is a boy who is extremely loved by Sri Ramakrishna. Why? Because Thakur is himself described. M. What do you think of Narayan? M. He has good traits, sir. Master. Yes. The shell of the gourd is good. The tanpura made out of it will give good music. So tanpura, the drum, the, what you say, that round sound box is made of gourd or pumpkin. So Thakur is comparing that it is so good. Now what happens? Thakur knows a lot about music. What happens? You strike a string in tanpura and that sound enters that shell and reverberates there and comes out. With what? With innumerable overtones. You understand? Suppose, mathematically speaking, 256 is the frequency of a particular note which you have struck there. Now, Tanpura will give out 256 plus 512, 1024, they are called overtones. The same swara of the higher octave. Still higher octave, still higher octave. And that is the quality of this sound. Quality of one man's sound, other man's sound, women's sound, how it is differentiated. Not only the volume. We say its sound is very sweet. How? What happens? So, the one thing is that the swar has to be absolutely correct, then it is sweet. And any swara is accompanied in our sound box with many overtones. And that gives the quality of the sound. Now in Tanpura, the instrument gives the overtones. Now those who are not aware of why Tanpura is used along with vocal music. You know that? Harmonium was condemned by people for accompanying vocal music. If you tell some history, maybe some fanaticism included, when India became free, the information and broadcasting minister was B.V. Keskar. And in All India radio programs for many years, he did not allow harmonium to be accompanied with vocal music. Because harmonium has a fixed scale. And each man's throat has different scales. So harmonium cannot match exactly. What happens, those who play with harmonium, they match their voice to the harmonium. But to match the vocal singer's sound, I am digressing. Let me complete this. Tanpura or nearest, Sarangi. And modern thing, fiddle or violin. Because it has, Sarangi has so many wires. So they are able to approximate that. Anyway, we are not going through music now, but because Thakur has said the shell of the gourd is good, the tanpura made out of it will give good music. So that is good music. He says to me, Narayan, you are everything. That means Narayan, understanding is so much developed. Everyone speaks of me according to his comprehension. So, Thakur has told a story that somebody found a jewel. So the owner told his person, take it to the brinjal shop. So he asked how much it will be. He said, I will give you 9 kilos of brinjal for exchanging it, not one little more. Then he went to cloth shop. He said, I will give you 9 yards of cloth, best cloth, not more. Then he went to a jeweler. Without talking, he gave him so many lakhs of rupees. So, the comprehension depends upon the evolution of the mind. And so, Thakur is to put this question to his devotees. What do you think of me? And by that, without any ego, Thakur knew that he is the full-blown lotus. So how much he is able to appreciate, and that is what Thakur is telling here. Narayan says, you are everything. Everyone speaks of me according to his comprehension. Some say that I am simply a sadhu, a devotee of God. Sadhu, devotee of God, simply. Some say more, some say more. If I forbid Narayan to do something, he understands it very well. The other day I asked him to pull up the curtain, but he didn't do it. Why? I had forbidden him to tie a knot, to sew his clothes, to lock a box, to pull up a curtain, and similar things. You understand? It will appear strange, but these are for a sannyasi only, not for all. And he has comprehended it. to such a depth that now if Thakur telling him pull up a curtain, he won't. So Thakur is telling the depth of his understanding. And Thakur is everything. So Thakur's words he catches, including their deep implications. And so even if Thakur is telling him second time, he does not do so. Now we have to understand what are these things. To tie a knot. It was impossible for Thakur to tie any knot. Tying a knot means sangraha, accumulation. If somebody tied a knot in Thakur's dhoti, his breath would stop. He could not breathe until that knot was released. Now, funny thing you see. Next is to sew his clothes. Now, funny thing. In order to, now we in the Ramakrishna Mission have stitched clothes. But in order to save the stitching, sadhus in Uttarakhand, reputed ashrama sadhus, tie so many knots to their cloth. And I always used to wonder, what is this? These days, another sign which I detest totally. But everybody is doing it almost. A shoulder bag. A sadhu sign is a shoulder bag. Collection, preservation is forbidden to a sadhu. Anyway, so if you go deep, we are concerned here with how depth Narayan could understand. Stitching the cloth means the same thing. Now we are modern sadhus, so we stitch our clothes. But what I feel is that the stitch clothes, pockets, that is better than tying knots or carrying bags. Anyway, now mind you, he is not telling any of these things to the householders. It is not a universal teaching. While reading gospel, this is absolutely necessary. And so Master Masha has said, Thakur is telling him, Thakur is telling him, Thakur is telling him. So this is for Narayan. To lock a box, same thing. Everything is sangraha, collection, preservation for future use. And this sannyasi cannot do. To pull up a curtain, now we have to think of this. What is this pulling up a curtain? I tried to find, nobody is giving this. Suppose you are sitting in a room and there is a curtain. So you are close to the view outside. If you pull up the curtain, you see outside. And so many things are happening outside. Your mind is likely to get digressed. To my limited thinking, this is the only thing which appears. And that Narayan had taken so seriously that next time Thakur is telling to pull up the curtain, he does not do that. And similar things, he understood it all. He who could renounce the world must practice all these disciplines. Clear. They are meant for sannyasis. Now a question will come in the minds of people. We do not say Narayan among the sannyasis, future sannyasis. So the Bengali gospel, in the end, it gives the introduction to the people involved. Narayan died very young. Perhaps his knowledge had already become full. Without getting into sannyas, his knowledge had already become full.
When did he die? Which year?
That is not given. Narayan died very young. So it must be he is following Thakur so sincerely, his knowledge has already become full. While practicing sadhana, a man should regard a woman as a raging forest fire or a black cobra. These are again strict rules for the sannyasis. But in the state of perfection, this had come 1 or 2 days back, again it has come. But in the state of perfection, after the realization of God, she appears as the blissful mother. So before that also, one should cultivate that bhava that she is a form of the blissful mother. Then you will look on her as a form of the divine mother. That is automatically happening. If you pass through strict rules, you will go beyond all rules. If you are slack in the beginning, it is difficult for you to go beyond. A few days earlier, Sri Ramakrishna had spoken many words of warning to Narayan about women. He had said, "Don't let yourself touch the air near a woman's body. Cover yourself with a heavy sheet, lest the air should touch your body. And keep yourself with a heavy sheet, lest the air should touch your body. And keep yourself 8 cubits, 2 cubits, or at least 1 cubit away from all women except your mother." So it seemed that he was so much cautious about Narayan, and Narayan must have realized God and so passed away. So this has happened some days before, and Master Macha knows about it. Master to M. Narayan's mother said to him about me, "Oh, one more thing about Narayan, because mother is praising Thakur, but there was tremendous opposition in his house. Maybe his father, and they used to beat him for that, for going to Thakur. And Thakur has told, we'll get that somewhere, you should put on thick clothes so that the beating will not reach your body so harshly. And in spite of that, Narayan was coming to Thakur.
This Narayan is same as Choto Narayan. Choto Narayan.
नरेन नहीं है, नारायण है.
There was Choto Naren.
No, Choto Naren
It's different.
had to marry.
Oh.
And Thakur wept, let it not be drowned. And the gospel says in the end that his married life was not at all happy. He was not meant for that. And he remained a staunch follower of the Ramakrishna Mission. He was the legal advisor to the Ramakrishna Mission in the beginning.
Okay.
That is Choto Naren.
Who is that guy who looked from the balcony when Thakur used to, or Master used to go from the
That is Purna.
Purna.
And Thakur used to call Purna also Narayan.
Ah.
Thakur used to call, so I doubted. And I checked. This Narayan died very young.
Oh.
Very young. Purna had to marry.
Oh, Purna.
But Narayan is superlative. Narayan's mother said to him about me, even we are enchanted by the sight of you. Not to speak of you, a mere child. So this put the question in my mind that how he used to get beating in his house. So must be the male member's father. Or...
Where is it written that he was beaten in the end? In the end, is written on
somewhere. It is very famous.
Oh.
The joke also is famous. Joke means Thakur used to tell him put on thick clothes.
Oh.
So that beating will not reach you. And it is mentioned that in spite of all that, he used to come to Thakur. Even getting, somewhere I read that. He replied to his father, what wrong is there? I go to him. None but the guileless can realize God. So all this is in praise of Narayan's guilelessness. And so, out of guilelessness, Thakur remembers another person who is guileless. That is how Thakur's mind works. How guileless Niranjan is, he is asking Master. So Narayan is extremely qualified to become a sannyasi. His knowledge was fulfilled, so he passed away. But guilelessness is an essential quality, and by that Thakur remembers Niranjan. How guileless Niranjan is, true, sir. Master, didn't you notice him? Sir, Thakur's love, judgment of every disciple of his is 10%. Didn't you notice him that day in the carriage on the way to Calcutta? He is always the same without guile. A man shows one side of his nature inside his house and another to the outside world. But that is not true in Niranjan. You must have seen him, how he was in the carriage. You have to connect these things. Since his father's death, Narendra has been worried about the worldly affairs. So immediately his mind shifts to another guileless person. He has a slightly calculating mind because the money requirement was extreme. How I wish that other youngsters were like Niranjan and Narendra. So Narendra is still an ideal for him. Due to circumstances, it appears like that. And he wants everybody to be like Niranjan and Narendra. Guilelessness. Today I went to the village to see Nilkanta's theatrical. So that topic is over now. Huh? Today I went to the village to see Nilkanta's theatrical performance. It was given at Navin Yogi's house. Village? Oh, Dakshineshwar. Village means outside the temple to the village of Dakshineshwar. Hmm? And Navin, it is not say, na, Navin Niyogi's house. That was just adjacent to the temple. The children there are very bad. They have nothing to do but find fault. In such a place, a person's spiritual feeling is restrained. During a performance the other day, I saw Dr. Madhu shedding tears. I looked at him alone. So he is seeing people's spiritual qualities only. And if he is anti-spiritual, he is telling about that also. To him, can you tell me why people feel so much attracted to this place? What does it mean? M. It reminds me of an episode in Krishna's life at Vrindavan. Krishna transformed himself into the cowherd boys and the calves, whereupon the cows began to feel more strongly attracted to the cowherd boys, the gopis, and the calves. You know this story? Somebody took away all cows, calves, and balakas and hid them somewhere. But the people should not feel their absence. So Krishna himself took all these forms. And then that person who had God or somebody, he understood that this has failed. Then he released all of them. So the other people could not understand at all that something has happened. But Maswami is telling the cows like their calves more than they like before. So in reply to why people are attracted to Thakur, he is telling this. Whereupon the cows began to feel more strongly attracted to the cowherd boys, the gopis, and the calves. Gopis also were hidden. A hat. No. We read wrongly, huh? Arre, English translation is wrong. अरे सब sentence उल्टा पल्टा हो गया, huh? Whereupon the cows began to feel strongly attracted to the calves, and the gopis began to be strongly attracted to the cowherd boys. Oh, please, this English translation is horrible. Or somewhere proofreading. Eh? Whereupon the cows began to feel more strongly attracted to the cowherd boys. All messed up. Huh? Strongly attracted to the calves. Huh? And the gopis to the cowherd boys. Here it appears somebody is attracted to the gopis. Cows. Huh? The cows began to feel more strongly attracted to the calves and the gopis to the cowherd boys. Okay. Master, that is the attraction of God. The truth is the Divine Mother creates the spell and it is that which attracts people. So everything attributes to God. Well, not his tasting master, analysis. Well, not as many people come here as used to go to Keshav's. And how many people respect and honor Keshav? He is known even in England. Queen Victoria spoke with him. It is said in the Gita that God's power is manifest in him who is honored and respected by many. But so many people do not come here. Let us see what Master Maharshi says. I will tell you my reply. M. It was the householders who went to Keshav Sen. So not a single man of pure renunciation went to Keshav Sen. Or if they were going, they came to Thakur. So it depends on the. I will tell you a joke, then you will understand. 2, 3 things I will tell. When I was in Chennai, I should not criticize anybody, I am not criticizing. The Chinmay mission in Chennai invited me for a talk on Sri Krishna. And one of our staff members, Suren Babu, my computer teacher, he had also come with me. And after coming back, he is asking me, why so many people do not come to the Ramakrishna mission? I told him, do you want that type of people? All pomade and snow and hairstyle and beautiful dresses. You want that type of people? So who comes to Ramakrishna mission? People who are hungry for God. Now another fact I will tell you. One of our spiritual retreats, what they call Bhakta Sammelan, at Chandigarh. So somebody asked the question, why there are lakhs of people in Asaram Babu or this or that, Marathi Babu, why not so Shabda? There was one. An offshoot of the Sikh Gurus. There throughout India, in Calcutta outskirts I saw that. Vyas, they write, Satsanga, Amuk Satsanga, Vyas. Vyas means near the Vyas river in Punjab. That is their headquarters. So that name they keep everywhere. There many people go. So before I could reply, another devotee said, I will reply. And he said, look at their qualities and he said in a figurative way that there are many plates and other things required to clean. So there they usually clean like that, and final polishing, it comes to Ramakrishna Mission. That is how he described. I said, what you say is true, but tell me, does Ramakrishna Mission not attract people because any caste difference? Does Ramakrishna Mission not attract people because they are poor or rich? Does Ramakrishna Mission not attract people because they are educated or non-educated? So this quality you will not find. The difference is only due to spiritual evolution. It requires a minimum evolution to be attracted to the Ramakrishna Mission. Okay. So Thakur is testing now. And Master householders are going there. Another joke means serious thing. Some sadhus, after some lecture somewhere, they come and say, collector came, minister came. So our sadhus in Nagpur would ask them, how many sadhaks came? So it is not our glory to influence the whole world. Give some food to the sadhak. And Master and Thakur accept this. Yes, that is true. The worldly minded, not only householders, the worldly minded. Will what Keshav has founded remain a long time? M is asking Thakur now. Master, why? He has written a Sangita, a book of rules for the guidance of the members of the Brahma Samaj. M. But it is quite different with the work done by a divine incarnation himself. Chaitanya's work, for instance. He has written a book, Thakur meaning, it will remain permanent, isn't it? And Chaitanya has not written anything, but his influence continues for some centuries. Master, yes, that is true. You yourself tell us that Chaitanya Deva said, the seeds I have seen will certainly bear fruit sometime or other. A man left some seeds on the cornice of a house. Later on, the house fell down and trees grew from those seeds. If seeds are true, after some time they will grow. Master, many people go to the Samaj founded by Shivnath and his friends. Isn't that so? So Thakur is not leaving Master Mashi. He wants him to critically assimilate everything. Yes, sir, people of that sort. Master smiling. Yes, the worldly minded go there, but not many of those who long for God and are trying to renounce woman and God. They also go there, but not many. Fact and analysis. It will be fine if a current flows from this place. Everything will be carried away by its force. Nothing that comes out of this place will be monotonous. Because it's all-sided. Master smiling. I keep men's own ideals intact. Monotonous nahi na. I ask a Vaishnava to hold to his Vaishnava attitude and a Shakta to his, but this also I say to them, never feel that your path alone is right and that the paths of others are wrong and full of errors. Because you are limiting God then, God of your mind. But if you like something, you follow that. Nishtha. Hindus, Muslims and Christians are going to the same destination by different paths. A man can realize God by following his own path if his prayer is sincere. If his prayer is sincere. On that, I have told you something. Na? Now, Swamiji has criticized the Muslims very badly in Practical Vedanta. We read that. And also in a place in Raju. So, my teacher taking that class said, all faiths are paths, but fanaticism is neither a faith nor a path. You understand? So this is what I could see. Vijay's mother-in-law said to me, Vijay is Vijay Krishna Goswami. Huh? Why don't you tell Balaram that it is unnecessary to worship God with form? Oh, she was also Brahma. Oh, she is not from Goswami. Oh, that it will be enough. He prays to the formless Satchidananda.
With Vijay's mother-in-law.
Huh? I replied, why should I say such a thing? And why should he listen to me even if I should say it? That means he must follow his own path. That is true, sir. There are different paths to suit time, place, and the fitness of the candidate. Whatever path a man may follow, he will ultimately reach God if he is pure of heart and a sincere longing. That is what you say. Now, there is a parody in Bengali. Here, one line gap is given only. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room. That date is continuing. Hari, the relative of the Mukherjee. So that Master clearly mentions when Hari is that. Without any mention, Hari is Turiyananda. Hari, the relative of the Mukherjees, M and other devotees were on the floor. An unknown person saluted the master and took a seat. The master remarked later that his eyes were not good. They were yellow like a cat's. Hari prepared a smoke for Sri Ramakrishna.
Yellow? His eyes are yellow.
They were yellow. Eyes.
Maybe this Kata Chakshu, no? Birale Kata Chakshu. Sharp.
Kata Chakshu.
Sharp, very sharp. Very selfish kind of.
But here it is yellow, like a cat.
Yeah, it is.
Master to Hari, let me see the palm of your hand. This mark is a good sign. So he has seen the palm and seen some good sign there. Then relax your hand. He took Hari's hand into his as if to feel its weight. So that was a standard practice with Thakur, feeling the weight. Master, he is still childlike. As yet there is no blemish in him. To the devotees, from the hand I can tell whether a person is deceitful or guileless. From the weight, to Hari. Why you should go to your father-in-law's house? You should talk to your wife. Why should you go to your father-in-law's house? Oh, it is not a question, Why? You should go to your father-in-law's house, You should talk to your wife and have a little fun with her if you like. To him. What do you say? Him also is a householder. So it is like fun with the wife. M and others laugh. M. If a new pot becomes bad, one can no longer keep milk in it. This you understand? Pot is clay pot, mud pot, not with metal pots. Metal pots you can wash nicely. But the clay pot, if some milk becomes spoiled or the curd is kept, then it absorbs those. And then if you put milk in it, it will break. So, if he enjoys woman a little, then he will not be able to attain high spirituality or absorb Thakur's stuff. Master smiling. How do you know that it is not already bad? In case of Hari. Huh? The two Mukherjees, Mahendra and Priyanath, were brothers. They did not work in an office but had their own flour mill. Priyanath had been an engineer. Sri Ramakrishna talked to Hari about the Mukherjee brothers. Huh? Master, the elder brother is nice, isn't he? He is artless. Hari, yes, sir. Master, isn't the younger brother very miserly? I understand that since coming here, he has improved a great deal. He once said to me, I didn't know anything before. To Hari, do they give anything in charity? Hari, not much as far as I can see. Their elder brother, now dead, was a very good man. He was very charitable. Master to him and the others. Whether person will make spiritual progress or not can be known to a great extent by his physical marks. The hand of a deceitful person is heavy. A snub nose is not a good sign. Shambhu is Malik, had the kind of nose. Hence he was not quite sincere in spite of all his wisdom. Pigeon breast is not a good sign either. Small breast. Hard bones and heavy elbow joints are bad signs too. And yellow eyes like a cat. Here what is it?
Kotachok.
Kotachok. Whether a person is good or bad can also be known from the way he walks. So, I think 1 or 2 minutes are left. We should stop and see the exact translation of that Bengali word. Kotachok. कटाचौक इंग्रजी अर्थ ब्राउन आईज. ठीक है. नॉट कटा. कटाचौक इंग्रजी अर्थ ब्राउन आईज. ठीक है. So yellow is correct translation. Or brown you may say. Huh? So we stop here. Om tava kathamrutam tapta jivanam kavivireeditam kalmashapaham श्रवणमंगलम श्रीमदाततम भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम तत्सत्. श्री रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.